So let's close all of this and create a new route in our app file. Not file, actually the folder. So let's create a new folder and call it dashboard, and inside it we need to create a new file called page.tsx, and let's create the component. So export default async function and call it dashboard, and it will just return a div here to see if the route is working or not. Let's add the classes also, so flex 1 and overflow auto, and let's just say this is dashboard page. Let's save it and let's click on the dashboard button here, and we are seeing this is dashboard page. So our route is working now, so let's create the dashboard page here. So for this I have a reference of Gemini, which I have already told you. So if we look at our Gemini website, let's go to the dashboard page, and we are going to build something like this. So we are taking this as inspiration and let's make it something out of it. So let's go to our dashboard page and build something motivational. And let me also show you the structure that I have created in my OneNote app for our dashboard page. First we have a header section that is included with all page, nothing much special here. Then we have the hero section of our dashboard page, which is going to say title of your financial dashboard. Then we will have some content to our hero section, that is the cards. Card 1 will say your income, and card 2 will say your expenses, and card 3 some miscellaneous amounts. Then we have a body of our dashboard page. We are going to build our pocket analytics cards that will have a title of pocket analytics, and the content will be the burn rate and savings potential. Then we will have another graphs card which will contain expenses, pie chart and pocket bar chart with the Recharts library that we have discussed in the project introduction video. So let's minimize this and let me just quickly create it for you. Okay guys, so I have created the UI of our dashboard page and it is looking like this. Here is our hero section with some cards that says your income, which I have hard coded, but we will fetch it from the Firebase database, that is Firestore. Then we have total expenses and miscellaneous. Then we have pocket analytics, that is the burn rate and savings potential. I have also hard coded this, but we can later fetch it from the Firebase database. Then we have a section for our pocket graphs such as pie chart and bar chart, and let me also show you the code. So first I have created the folder inside components folder called dashboard. Inside it I have created a hero section file component, I should say, then pocket analytics card component, and then pocket graphs card component. And this is the dashboard page here, which is having a width of 1200 pixels and margin X auto to center it. If I maximize it, you can see it is centered. And let's continue. So, and then we have a hero section here. Let's open the hero section here, and this is the hard coded array that I have created to represent my income, expenses and miscellaneous amounts or bills. So this is the code. So first we have a section here with margin top of 4. Then we have a title here inside the div called your financial dashboard. You can see it here. Then we have a cards.map function which is mapping over the cards and creating actual cards such as your income, total expenses and etc. So you can look at the code here. I will also be providing the GitHub repository for same. So let's close our hero section here and let's open our pocket analytics card. Then I have a div here with a width of 400 px and a title pocket analytics. Then we have another div which contains the burn rate and savings potential. Next we have a pocket graphs card which is currently hard coded. So this is pocket graphs card. We will add in a moment. So first of all, let's commit our changes of creating the blank UI of our dashboard. So let's run git status, and we have untracked files, so let's add all of them. So git add dot and git commit dash m, saying it's actually commit not commit, and let's say create initial UI for dashboard page. and that's all what we need to do. Let's git status one more time, nothing to commit. Let's git push origin main to GitHub account or repository, and it is successfully pushed. Then let's work on protecting our route of dashboard. So let's protect our route here. We can actually copy it from the plan page. So let's copy here, and we need to paste the same here and format the code correctly. First, we need to import our verify session from lib firebase verify session file, and then we need to import the redirect from next navigation. So if I now save, we should be able to only go to the dashboard page if we are logged in user. So let's go to home page first, and let's check if we are logged in or not. We are logged in. Let's sign out, and let's go to the home page and try to go to the dashboard page. So we are redirected to the sign in page. That's the behavior I want to protect our dashboard page from accessing by not signed in user. So next we need to import the data from Firebase Firestore database into our cards, and give them actual amounts here, not just hard coded text. So inside your session, then we need to verify our session. So const decoded equals await verify session, and because we are already verifying our session in the page.tsx file, that is the dashboard page, we don't need to actually verify again. We can just pass the user id here as a prop. So let's do that. So uid and of type uid, it will be a type of string. Then we need to pass it here. So let's say uid equals uid of user. Then we need to say here, if uid is truly, that means it exists. Then we need to say const db equals get firestore from firebase admin firestore, and then we need to say const what was our collection name. I think it is plans, I think. So plans ref equals db. Let's await it. So await db dot collection of plans. Then we need to get the document by passing the user id here, and then we need to say const doc equals plan ref dot get, and we need to await it here, and we don't need to await here because it is redundant. So let's save it and console log the dog here. So console.log and dog to see if it is fetching or not. So let's open our console here, and let's refresh our page. We need to currently log in, I think. Okay, we need to log in. So let's pass the abc as email, 123456 as password. So let's sign in and go to the dashboard page. We should see the document printed in our console window, and we have some error here. Each child in a list should have a unique key prop, and I think we have a document here. So if we open our console window server, so here we have some data. So it is saying query document snapshot, and dining is this value, miscellaneous this value. So we have actually fetched the data correctly. So let's go to our Firebase console here to verify that. So let's go to Firebase console and refresh the database here and verify a few things. First of all, our collection name is plans. We have a user ID document here. Then we have some amounts here. And currently income is none, that we need to change. Replan our budget here with correct income and details. So let's say income is 20,000. Rent is 4,000 and total EMI is, let's say, 5,200. Utilities is 1,200. Food is 3,500, and dining is, let's say, 20, 20, 50, that is 2,250. And then we need to say fuel as 2,500, cab as, let's say, 1,800, and commute as, let's say, 500. Subscriptions, let's say, 600, and software as services, let's say, 350, and apps as 200, and 25, and miscellaneous, let's say 4000. So now if we click on submit, we should be able to submit the plan form successfully. So successfully created the plan, and we are getting some error here. Check the top level render call using div. Each child should have a unique key prop. Okay, we need to fix that inside our cards. I think we actually need to pass the key from here to here. I think let's save it and everything is good. Let's refresh the plan page and go to dashboard. Let's look at our server here again and see if all the values are correct. We should see our income as 20,000 and same in the Firebase database. Let's refresh here and we should see the income instead of NAN to 20,000. So we have income as 20,000. So we have successfully updated it. Let's now change the content from hard-coded values to the real values. So instead of console logging, let's pass the correct values here. So then we need to check here if doc.exist, doc.exist, and I think it is a variable. Okay, it is a boolean variable, not a function. So here we need to define a variable here called let plan of type plan type. So plan type, and what was the type name, I forgot. So lib TypeScript, then the util, I think, for plan, it is called plan type, but we are not getting, which is okay, it's plan instead of plan. So plan type, or it is null. So let's initialize it with null. Then we need to say doc dot data, and as the plan type, we can just cast it to plan type, and we need to then check, and then let's console log if it is printing correct or not. So let's console log the plan here and save it. Let's open our console window. Let's go to bottom, and it is correctly displaying our data. So let's now use these data inside our cards instead of hard coding. So let's remove this and change the content from 20,000 to plan dot. We need to access the plan here, and we can't access the plan here because we need to define it outside the if statement. So let's remove it from here and paste above the if statement, and now we can access our plan. So let's say plan dot income, or let's say 0, and everything is good. So if we don't have any income, we can just print 0, and we need to do the same for our total expenses, but it will be a very long expression to add all the expenses such as rent, food, transport. So we can actually create a util function to add all of them, and then we can just print it here. So let's do that, and this will be double question marks, not this. So let's change it to double question mark and create a new file inside our lib, and create a new folder here called plan, and inside plan we can create a new file called util.ps, and inside it we can define a function. So export function and call this get total expense, and we need a parameter of plan type. So let's call it plan, and it will be of plan type, and it will return a number. So let's return the plan dot. So let's include the rent first and double question mark 0. Then we need the plan dot EMI and else 0. Then we need the plan dot utilities or else 0. Then we need the food items. So plan dot food, actually it is groceries, else 0. Then we need the plan dot dining, else 0, and let's include then fuel. So plan dot fuel, else 0, or plan dot cab, then plan dot plan dot commute as 0 and also plan dot quantity, then plan dot size, then plan dot subscriptions, or I should say apps as 0, and lastly we need the miscellaneous, so plan dot miscellaneous as 0. So this will be our total expenses and we are returning it simply. So let's save it and call it inside the hero section of our dashboard. So here we can just say get total expense and pass our plan here, and we need a exclamation mark here, so let's do that. Okay, so it's good now and it should update in our total expenses here, and it's updated. So we have a total expenses of 26,125, and let's do the same for our miscellaneous amount. We can just say plan dot miscellaneous as 0. So let's save it, and our miscellaneous amount is 4,000. So let's maximize and look how it is looking. So your financial dashboard, your income is 20,000, total expenses are 26,125, and miscellaneous amount is 4,000. Then let's also update the pocket analytics here. So let's close this file and util also and plan also, and we need to go to the pocket analytics card. So here we need to again import our database Firestore and then get the plans collection and doc. Instead we can just fetch the data inside our dashboard page root and then pass the plan to our hero section, pocket analytics card and pocket graphs card. So this is a better option. So let's go to hero section and cut all of this from here, and we can just say here that we need a plan of type plan type instead of string, so it will be of plan type, and here also plan. So everything would be same, we just need the plan here and plan here. So let's just remove this import from here and go to our home page. Then here we need to paste our code, so let's format it correctly. So we need to cut it from here and paste it in the else block. Let's also import the plan type here, so plan type, and we need else block here and paste the code here. We also need to import the get firestore from Firebase admin firestore, and that's all what we need to do. Now we can pass our plan to our hero section here. So let's pass the plan and everything should be good now, and we need the exclamation mark here, and let's save and see if it is working or not. Okay, it's working without any errors. Let's refresh and check. Okay, it's working correctly. Now we can do the same for our pocket analytics card. So let's open it and copy paste the props here. Let's close this file and paste it here. We also need to import it, so plan type, then we need to say, actually it's not double E but E. Then we need to create two variables, const burn rate, that will be total expenses upon income. So let's do that. So get total expenses from the lib util function, so total expenses divided by the income, so plan dot income here. So let's also pass the plan here, and everything is good. Let's also define the savings potential variable, so savings potential equals, and what is the formula for this? It is income minus expenses. So income plan dot income minus expenses, that is total expenses, get total expenses and pass the plan here. So we can save this and pass the burn rate here, and we also need to pass it from props inside the dashboard page. So let's plan, let's pass the plan equals plan with exclamation mark. Let's save it and everything should be good. Let's replace the code here. Instead of hard coding it, we can say burn rate, and here we can just say savings potential. So if I now save, we should see the correct values. Our burn rate is 1.30625 and savings potential is minus 6125. And we don't need the too many decimal values, we can just keep it to 2. So let's say burn rate dot to fixed and passing variable 2. So let's save it and everything should be good. Okay, so burn rate is now 1.31. That's what we want. And now let's work on our pocket graphs card. So this will be an important card. Let's pass the plan here. So plan and with exclamation mark. Then we need to copy the props here. So copy and open the graphs card here and paste the props here. You also need to import the plan type here. So let's save it. And now let's start working on our graph here. So first of all, we need to install the Recharts library in our project. So let's go to our console here and stop tab and dev server. Then we need to npm install Recharts and everything should be fine. So let's wait it to install, and it has been installed. Let's run our dev server again. So npm run dev and everything should be good. Let's check if it is installed correctly or not and which version is installed. So let's go to package.json file and we have recharts in dependencies version 3.60. So it has been installed correctly. Now we need to go to the lib and we need to create a new folder here called recharts for recharts files, and we need to create a new file here called util.ts, and inside it we need to create a new function here. So let's create it, export function, and function name is convert plan to chart data, and it will receive a plan type. So plan of type plan type. Then we need to create the categories variable. So const categories, and we can define some values here such as income. So income will be plan dot income. Then we can have bills here, which will be plan dot spend as 0. Then we can have plan dot emi as 0, and also plan dot utilities as 0. So let's cover these with brackets. So let's here put a bracket here and here also. Not here actually, but here we need to close, and here also we need to do it like this. Then we can have our food items here. So plan dot groceries as 0, and plan dot dining as 0, and we need a comma here and here comma also. Then we have transport. So transport will be plan dot fuel as 0 plus plan dot cab as 0 plus plan dot commute as 0. Then the comma here, and we can then have subscription. So subscriptions actually we can have plan dot ott here as 0. Then we can have plan dot apps as 0, and plan dot software as service as 0. Then we also need to have miscellaneous. So miscellaneous, and it will be plan dot miscellaneous as 0. So our categories object is now ready. Next we need the total expenses. So total expenses equals let's get it from get total expense and pass the plan here, and we also need the savings here. So plan dot income minus expense, I think, and total expense. So then we need to return an object here. So return with two arrays. First is file data, and we can define the array here. We need to use the spread operator and call the object dot entries and pass in the categories object. And we need to map here and open the parentheses, then a square bracket and pass in the key comma value here. Then we need an arrow function here, and inside arrow function we need a object here with name as key and value as value. Then we need to set the object here, so let's set it, and it will be name equals to savings. So savings and value will be the savings variable. So this is it for our pie chart data. Next we need the bar graph chart data. So let's create it that also. So let's add a comma here and call the bar data, and it will also be an object here. Then we need to use the spread operator and pass the object dot entries and the categories object here. Then we need to map here, and inside it we need to define some values. So the values will be the same, that is key and value. And we need the arrow function, and inside it we need an object. Actually it is an arrow function, and inside it we can define our category, and it is actually category not category, and it will be of type key. And then we need the amount here as value. So value, and this is all for our bar chart data. Next we need to use this convert plan to chart data in our pocket graphs chart component. So let's do that. Let's add a semicolon here and save it. Let's go to our pocket graphs card and actually destructure the function that we have created and get the pie data and bar data here. So const, and then we need to, what was the function name, convert plan to chart data. We need to pass the plan here. Then we need to get our data and chart data. So chart, not chart data but bar data. And next we need to create our pie chart component to be able to draw the graph onto the screen. So let's create that. So let's go to our components folder and create a new folder here called Recharts. Let's call it Recharts, and create a new file here called pocket pie chart.tsx, and let's export it. So export default async function and call this pocket pie chart, and let me just quickly create it for you. Okay, so I've created our pocket pie chart component here. First we need to get the data from the user, and data can be of any type array. Then I have defined colors which will be used to represent our pie chart, and then we have the main return statement here which is going to draw a pie chart here with width 400 and 460. Maybe it's too much, but let's see how it is looking first. Then we can change the widths and heights later. Then we are drawing a pie here and some values inside pie, and then we have some tooltips, legend, etc. So now let's also create our bar chart component also. So let's create a new file here called pocket bar chart.tsx, and let me just quickly create it for you. Okay, so I have created our pocket bar chart component here. We are again getting the data from user, and data can be of any type array. Then we are drawing a bar chart here with width of 750 and height of 350 and passing the data as it is. Then we are drawing Cartesian grid, x-axis and y-axis, then tooltips and a bar with data key as amount. Then we are closing the bar chart here, and let's use these charts component inside our dashboard page. So let's close all of this, and let's go to our dashboard. Here first we need to say a title here, so div with classes as text equals 4xl I think, and font is bold, and let's say pocket by chart. So let's save it and see how it is looking. Okay, so the text is little bit too much. We need to lower the font size here. Let's try 3xl, and 3xl is fine I think. So let's go with 3xl, and instead of div tag here we can use a section tag here just to be good programming habits. So let's create a section here, and inside section we can create a div here which will define our title here. So let's move it down here and put the div here, and let's move the classes to our div instead of section. So let's save it, and nothing should be changed, everything is same. So now let's draw our pie chart here. So let's save it, and inside section we need to create a new div here, and inside div let's call our pocket pie chart here, and we need to pass the data here. So data equals pie data, and that's all what we need to do. So let's try to save it and close our fingers to see if it actually works or not. So let's save, and we should be seeing a pie chart. Okay, we are seeing an error, create contacts only work in client components. So this error might be inside the pocket pie chart component because we need to mark it as client component. So let's try to mark it as client component. So use client here, so use client, and let's cross our fingers again and try to save it, and everything should be fine. Okay, we are seeing our pie chart here. Congratulations to us, we have done a lot of hard work to achieve this. So our pie chart is now drawn. Let's keep it in the center. So let's give it some flex classes and properties. So let's pass some classes here. So flex justify center and item center, and save it. It should be in center now. Okay, it is in center now. Let's maximize, and we are seeing our pocket pie chart. Income is 20,000, and the tooltip is also working. Then we have savings and transport, food, and bills. And we also have categories here below the pie chart. That says bills is green colors, food is yellow color, and income is purple color, and etc. So now let's draw our bar chart also. Let's cross our fingers again and copy this section here, and let's paste it below for our bar chart. So let's paste it here, and let's say pocket bar chart, and create the and import the bar chart here. So pocket bar chart, and pass the data as bar data, and let's close our fingers. And before saving, let's also mark this as client component also. So let's mark it use client and save it. Now let's save our pocket graphs card file, and everything should be good. So let's maximize it, and below it we have a pocket bar chart here drawn for us. So it is showing income, then we have bills, food, transport, subscription, and miscellaneous. So let's give some space between them. So let's give some space here inside section. Let's give it a margin top of 8 maybe, and not 8. Let's try to give 12 for better visibility, and let's maximize it, and it is looking pretty nice now. And we also need to give some margins here between them to draw efficiently. So let's give some margin here. So margin top of 8 maybe. Let's save it, and it is looking good. Let's do the same here also. Margin top of 8. Let's save and maximize our view here. So it is now better, and we also need to separate these graphs inside separate components. So let's do that here. So inside section we can have some classes here. So let's copy and paste it here, and do the same for our bar chart. So let's copy it and paste it here. So let's save it and see how it is working. Okay, we have some errors here because we are copying the whole class name, and we need to delete these here, and everything is fine now. Let's save it, and we should have two separate cards here. Okay, we are having two separate cards. We need to give some padding to them, so let's give padding of 4 maybe, and rounded corners, so rounded XL, and copy the same for our pie chart here. Let's save it and see how it is working or looking, and everything is good now. So this is it for our pocket plan dashboard, and everything is working fine. I believe let's go to start planning, and we can enter our economy view and track progress towards goals. Then we can go to dashboard and see our income and expenses, savings, burn rate, etc. all beautifully designed. And if we go to home page, we have a beautiful home page with hero section saying master your money, pocket your future, and some cards here which defines the feature of our website. So I think we have come to the end of this project. I will be making this project repository public once and with editing and publishing the videos to YouTube. So hope you have learned something from this project, and don't forget to read the documentation of Firebase and Recharts. It helps a lot to build these websites. And let's also finally commit our changes to Git repository and GitHub. So let's do that before finishing the video. So git status here, and we have modified a lot of files and created lot of files. So let's git add all of them. So git add dot and git commit dash m, and the commit message would be install recharts and build dash board page. It is a fine commit message. Don't complain to me because I'm very bad at committing messages. So let's commit it here and push a code to GitHub. So git push origin main, and everything should be good. Okay, let's check the GitHub repository here. Let's refresh, and we should see the latest commit, install recharts and build dashboard page. So we have total of 16 commits, which is bulk of commits instead of small commits, but you can browse through the code and learn from it and get inspired from it to build your own websites. So this is the time to say to goodbye to Pocket Plan project, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.